a contractor who worked for a new Department of Homeland Security office that oversees immigration detention and takes complaints from detainees, has been charged with carrying on a sexual relationship with a man awaiting deportation at the Otay Mesa Detention Center. Shantall Hernandez, who worked as a contractor for DHS's Office of the Immigration Detention Ombudsman, was charged Thursday in San Diego federal court with 2 counts of sexual abuse of an individual in federal custody. Although both Hernandez, 36, and the detainee are adults, and recorded conversations indicated the relationship was consensual, an investigator from Immigration and Customs Enforcement's Office of Professional Responsibility wrote that Hernandez utilized her employment and access to the detainee to groom and manipulate him. Search warrants unsealed in June detailed the investigation and identified the detainee as an Iraqi man who was ordered in January to be deported. The Union Tribune is not identifying him because he's the victim of an alleged crime and not named in the criminal complaint. The ICE investigator wrote that by reviewing recorded phone calls between the pair, I was able to establish a pattern of dependency on the part of the detainee, soliciting Hernandez's assistance in his release from custody. Through phone calls and messaging communication, Hernandez exercised a form of control over the detainee by encouraging him and instructing him how to avoid deportation. Searches of Hernandez's electronics turned up videos of the pair engaging in a sexual relationship and photographs of a positive pregnancy test, according to the complaint. Hernandez's LinkedIn page indicates she started working as a case manager in December. In that role, she was required to conduct frequent site visits at immigration detention facilities to resolve complaints related to detention conditions. The complaint alleges she had unfettered access to all ICE detention centers. In the search warrants, the investigator wrote that Hernandez began visiting the Otay Mesa facility in January. By early March, ICE officials reported the suspicious relationship between her and the detainee. By late March, Hernandez's supervisor instructed her not to go to the Otay Mesa facility until further notice, according to the criminal complaint. An ICE employee reported that she showed up anyway. ICE officials first began suspecting a relationship between Hernandez and the detainee because of alleged preferential treatment. The warrants state Hernandez wanted to attend a disciplinary hearing for the man, who'd been caught with contraband items that included women's underwear and unidentified medication. The agent dispatched to investigate, from ICE's Office of Professional Responsibility, began reviewing employee entry logs that showed Hernandez would spend up to 7 hours per visit at the Otay Mesa facility. Surveillance videos of those visits showed Hernandez spending much of her time in the unit where the detainee was assigned. The video includes footage of Hernandez standing near the cell doors for a long period of time visiting detainee when he was assigned to solitary confinement, the ICE agent wrote in the warrants. The agent later learned that on several occasions, Hernandez had met with the detainee in the detention center's law library, an area where no video footage is available, and where there are private areas not monitored by staff. Phone calls made by detainees through the detention facility's system were recorded, and the investigating agent soon obtained audio of those calls that were sexual in nature. In one call from late February, the pair allegedly reminisced about having sex on 13 prior occasions, discussed making sex tapes upon his release from detention, and talked about having children together. Other phone calls and messages in March and April allegedly included discussions about an explicit video they'd already made, a pregnancy test, and a doctor's appointment for an apparent pregnancy, according to the warrant. The detainee allegedly denied the relationship when interviewed by both detention facility staff and ICE investigators. In late April, the DHS contractor that employed Hernandez fired her. After losing her job and after the detention facility blocked her number, she continued trying to contact the detainee. Both while employed as a DHS contractor and after, Hernandez offered to help the detainee appeal his immigration case, avoid deportation, and remain in the United States, the complaint alleges. For example, Hernandez advised the detainee to claim mental health concerns to avoid deportation. Hernandez has actively recruited attorneys to assist the detainee with his deportation case and has contacted the Iraqi consulate office to assist the detainee in legally staying in the U.S.